Welcome to you.
Hi, how are you both?
We're doing okay, but we are both still behind, I think, in our Christmas wrapping this year. But I wanted to ask you firstly, does it even matter what's in the gift if it's wrapped beautifully?
Oh, well, look, any gift given with love is a beautiful gift. There are some people who put a lot of extra effort into the presentation. That's fantastic. If that's not your thing, that's fantastic too. But I just think often it's lovely to think of the person that you're wrapping for when you put something together.
So take us through it. What's the trick? I mean, how do I in particular make my gifts look a little bit better, because they look like they've been wrapped by an 8-year-old most of the time?
Oh, well,
no offence to 8-year-olds.
Oh, yes. Do you know what? I've had some classes with some pretty good 8-year-olds. Just need to share it with you. Look, the absolutely number one thing is using less paper, and that's a good thing. We don't need to use any more paper than we should. And number two, too much paper means wrangling. So it's really important. Measuring is the absolute key. So if I was wrapping this box here, I would just get a little bit of string and I just put it all the way around, and that would tell me how much paper I need lengthwise. That's all you need. Because most people have too much.
Logical.
And then I just, yes, well, it is when someone says it to you, isn't it? But then you need 3/4 on the side. So for this box, I just want this little piece of paper. That is all. And that way you are not using as much paper, but you're also not folding as much paper in, because if there's too much paper, it looks scrunchy and the sticky tape is having to work too hard. The other thing is, if the gift is big, I don't wrap it. I take a photograph of it, or I download a picture of it from the net, and then I put it in a teeny-weeny box, which means lovely. I'm using a teeny-weeny piece of paper. So please don't. I mean, look, I know it is fantastic. I've got grand people. I know it's fantastic to have big things under the tree, and I totally get that. Bung a ribbon on those. But for using paper and saving your sanity, take a picture, make it quite small. And the third one is not all paper folds well because it's too thick. This is where the tea towel is your friend. So there are so many things that can be wrapped in tea towels, clean ones, the tea towels. And you know what? I give a lot of condiments, balsamic vinegars, all of that sort of thing, which is a great gift. Also, if you forget Great Auntie Mary, you can get them at the supermarket. So really a great fallback position. And just wrap your vinegars, cordials, gourmet cordials, just wrap them in a tea towel. It just is just so much easier, and because the fabric's got give, it's going to give along with you.
I think a lot of people watching are just going to be so delighted with those tips. Can I ask you, does the wrapping paper at Christmas time need to scream Christmas? Does it need to really come into the Christmas theme, or can it be a little different?
You know what? Wrap it in whatever you like, and you Christmify it up. So I am in and around a lot of papers, but I very, very rarely buy paper that has Christmas written all over it. Of course, if you've got that there, please don't waste it. But I get a paper that is just absolutely plain, a craft brown paper, a beautiful white paper. Butcher's paper is fantastic. And I have those on hand, and I just make sure I've got lots of ribbon, lots of fresh rosemary, olive leaves, and just Christmify it up. Now, obviously, when people are coming to me and asking me to help them with a special wrap, yeah, of course I go to pattern papers and things, but you don't need to.
The other thing I like to do is I've got a 3-year-old boy, and he likes drawing, and
Yes.
there's a lot of leftover half-drawn pieces of paper all over our house, and
Yes.
people do like a little bit of a scribble on a personal touch on their wrapping.
Look, they absolutely do. And can I say, because I've picked a lot of little people up from daycare recently, they're prolific. They create an enormous amount of fabulousness which could fill a gallery. So that is a fantastic way to go. I can tell you that relatives love it, and it's a nice lift for the child too.
Now, when we are talking about kids at Christmas, often their presents don't come in neat, nice, straight little boxes. They're all sorts of shapes and sizes. Can you give us some tips for those types of presents?
Okay, so first of all, I'm going to confess that I do look at a gift for the shape of it before I buy it. But if you're not in that category and you're actually truly thinking of the recipient, toys are a little bit of a pain. So the trick is to get it as close to a rectangular prism as you can. So a rectangular prism is the gift wrapper's dream, and it means it's all going to sit nicely. You do that by, if you know how many toys have a cutout piece in them or a piece protruding, just put a little bit of cardboard over the top, and that will actually create a nice wrapping surface. If you have any shredded material or scrunched up paper, just keep laying around it till you are building it into as close to a rectangular prism as possible. That's the key. Of course, you can always put it in a box because, you know, no glory points in having a sad time wrapping, but just come as close to the prism as you can. And also with clothing's actually quite hard to wrap because it is floppy. So if you fold it as neatly as you can and put it on a piece of cardboard, that will make sure that you've actually got something nice and rigid to wrap to.
Okay, Vivienne Anthon, you've given us plenty to think about. Thank you so much. Happy Christmas.
Oh, happy Christmas to you both.